Hey, good day, everybody. Listen, I got a great piece. It's called Seven Sentences Successful People Never Say. It's from Business Insider. And it's just perfect because I think one of the things that we talk about a lot is what you should say, but there are some things you shouldn't say. You know, there's some things that really don't help you, and these are those things that you want to avoid. So here we go. Success is not something that can be accomplished overnight. It takes a lot of hard work, time, and unbelievable sheer dedication. Every successful leader, entrepreneur, idealist has had their own unique journey as they strove for what they believed in and prove to society that anyone can break free from the chains they think are holding them back. And there's no question about that. I mean, there's countless numbers of people that have done that. One of the things you're going to know for sure is that on your way to accomplishing what you want to accomplish, on your way to becoming successful, there's just stuff that comes up, you know, things that you don't want to have happen, things that make things more difficult, challenges. And one of the great things about successful leaders and entrepreneurs is they don't let any of that stop them. You know, I used to have a saying I would tell people, I said, look, the only way I'm not going to succeed is you have to hit me upside the head with a 2x4 and take me out, because otherwise I'm going to make it happen somehow, some way. I mean, there's no other option for me. I'm going to be successful. And I think you have to instill that kind of confidence and have that kind of confidence in what you're trying to do, and have a resolve that no matter what happens, nothing's going to hold you back from getting what you want. It says, although each of them had a different path, their destination was the same, success. There are many factors which tie individuals together, one of them being how they grew and matured along the journey. My good friend Steve Seibold, we've done a few things together over the years, author of How Rich People Think. By the way, you should read that book. I mean, one of the keys to becoming successful is learning how to think like, successful people think, and that's a great book that'll help you do. They also wrote another book called 177 Secrets of the World Class, another fabulous book that you should read. He interviewed more than 1,000 millionaires over 3 decades to learn what led them to their success and wealth. The answer was quite simple. Steve learned that it did not matter where they were born or even to whom they were born. What really made these millionaires stand out was their mentality. Let me repeat that. What really made them stand out was their mentality. In other words, the way that they think and their drive to reach their goals while letting nothing, absolutely nothing, hold them back. This mindset led these individuals to wealth. Here are 7 sentences you'll never hear a successful person say because they contradict that unstoppable attitude that successful people have. Number 1, I hate my job. Well, one highly admired quality in successful people is that they are never too opinionated about their jobs, their workplace, irrespective of what they might be doing at any point in life. Even if they're in a situation which is uncomfortable or surrounded with negative energy, they always avoid statements like the above. These negative elements do nothing but slow you down in your journey to achieve success. Instead of insulting a person, the job, or the company, they seek to resolve issues with proper facts, tactics, and complete neutrality. You know, one of the things that a lot of times in my business, people are, with people that they don't think that they're, real great leaders, or they don't think that they can really help them, or there's something that's going on. And one of the things that I think you need to do when that happens is you need to do the work to grow your skill sets, grow your knowledge base, and rise above that. And regardless of who it is that's leading, you need to get better than they are so that you can lead, so that you don't have to rely on them. You need to get your promotions or whatever you need to get done so that you can run your own show. Number 2, they never say, that's not fair. Did your rival receive an award, appraisal, or recognition? You got nothing while you're twice as dedicated and productive. A mistake successful people never make is ranting and raving about the injustices of life. Unfairness is something you have to get used to because it's there. Things don't just, stuff happens. I've had that happen to me where I've, really dominated and did an incredible job, and then when it came to getting recognized at a big event in our company had, and where I should have probably been the person that should have got like an MVP award. I didn't get that, and everybody knew I should have gotten it, but I didn't. And my reaction to that was, you know what? All right, I'm going to have to make it so obvious that you cannot ignore me. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't start whining and feeling sorry for myself and say, that's not fair, I'm going to take my ball and go home. No, I decided, get better, dominate, do better, be better, make yourself so valuable that they cannot ignore you. You know, success is not gifted to you. You have to work to earn it. In the midst of doing that, you need to show you deserve it. How? By your results. Results trump everything, folks. Instead of whining and complaining, the secret of being able to move on is to be proactive about such issues and not reactive. Causing a scene will only affect you negatively. If you think you are much more deserving, prove it by making a strong case and presenting it. Get great results. Get amazing results so so people can't say, you know, well, they don't deserve it. They absolutely deserve it. It's just so clear. Even if they didn't like you, you're so much better, so much more productive that they can't ignore you. It's always, you know, success is always the best revenge, folks. Success. Don't let people get to you. Don't let those naysayers get to you. Don't let those people that don't recognize what you're doing get to you. Go be better. Number 3, that's not how it's done here. Well, innovation is a key characteristic of successful people. Whichever field they might be in, you have to learn to embrace new things and not be afraid of doing away with conventions or old things or things that people have always done. Well, this is the way we've always done it. Who cares? That may not be the best way. Nobody ever achieved anything great without trying something new. Take Steve Jobs, for instance. Mr. Jobs was very passionate about innovation, and such passion led to amazing creations like the iPhone and the iPad and devices that changed the world. Jobs once said, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Darlene Price, president of WellSaid, Inc., shared some advice with Business Insider about keeping an open mind and innovating at work. Even if you disagree with someone's idea, say instead, wow, that's an interesting idea. How would that work? Price said, or that's a different approach. Let's discuss the pros and cons. Don't be obstinate and afraid to try new things. That's not the way success is achieved. This is a common one in the workplace. That's not my job. There used to be a thing, it's not my job, right? Well, there's one big rule which successful individuals follow. If you are truly successful, you will help others succeed as well. An example of this can be taken from Mr. Warren Buffett, who said, someone sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Becoming a team player is what helps you get closer to success. If you're not a team player, success will never come to you. You might be rich, you might be successful, but the hard work and dedication of your employees and members of your business organization are the real reason behind your success and your reputation. So, look, none of us are going to become successful without help from other people. You just can't get there all by yourself. I don't care who you are. Even if you're a professional athlete, you know, a lot of professional athletes, they have a team, they have trainers, they have coaches, they have, you know, in most cases they have teammates. Even if you're a professional, you know, tennis player or golfer, all the highly successful people have a team behind them. One of the things that Jordan Spieth, who's one of the up and coming great players in golf, he always says we. He's talking about his coach, his caddy, his fitness guy, all these people that work with him. He understands that he didn't get there all by himself. Now, of course, he's the one that performs. He's the one that gets the job done. He's the one between the ropes, dealing with the stress of trying to win a championship. But the bottom line is he knows that he didn't get there by himself. And if you want your people to keep helping him, you need to recognize that they're helping you. Number 5, that's impossible. Successful people know that boundaries and limits are only creations of the mind. And we ourselves give birth to such restrictions. Such statements needlessly hold you back from achieving greatness. Achievers do not complain about barriers or hurdles or issues or challenges. Instead, they find a way around obstacles, and they use their creativity to challenge them. Negative words like can't, won't, and impossible are never heard from the mouths of successful individuals. They know complaining will not help them, but actually doing something about the issue at hand will. Number 6, I could have, I should have, I might have been able to. Regret is the worst feeling an individual can face, to keep revisiting times when they could have done something. The situation was out of hand, or else they would have. Now realizing that they should have, successful individuals do not give themselves the opportunity to regret. This is due to two reasons. Either they take the opportunity no matter the odds and turn the tables around, or they move on and find another opportunity that awaits. Regret is never going to serve anyone. The worst thing, and one of the things that really drove me, I didn't want to end up at 65 or 70 years of age or 75 years and looking back and saying, wow, I could have really done something. I should have really done something. I might have been able to if. No, I wanted to make sure I got it done so that I could look back and say, oh, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad, I overcame my fears. I'm so glad I was self-disciplined. I'm so glad I had great work ethic. I'm so glad I worked and developed my people skills, and I really learned how to manage my time and be effective with that and be great with people. I'm so glad. That's what I wanted to say. As I look back, I'm glad I didn't miss anything. I did what I needed to do, and as a result, my family is better off for it. Number 7, I have no choice. Well, there are always options and opportunities at hand, and successful people know how to create their own way to these opportunities. Price pointed out, to say we have no choice in the matter implies that we perceive ourselves as a victim, and they were less powerful than our environment. You're not a victim unless you make yourself a victim. Yes, you might have some challenges along the way, maybe whatever, your ethnicity, or where you grew up, or where you went to school, or maybe you grew up, with parents that weren't supportive, or maybe you grew up with no parents, or maybe you grew up with parents that not only weren't supportive, but they're negative, or who knows what the deal is. But there's always opportunities. If you want to make it, there are countless stories of people who had mega challenges, and they didn't perceive themselves as a victim, and they developed the skills, they developed the knowledge, they did the work, they were self-disciplined, they got after it, and they made it happen. And that can be you too. It's all about the way you think about it.